Isn't that lovely?
Absolutely beautiful.
Oh,
well, Lily,
nice.
as you can see, is here with us now. And Lily, that really was stunning. But I think what everyone wants to know is just how bad the weather might get in the next 24 hours.
Well, it is going to be windy. As we heard earlier, there is that red weather warning in place, and possibly we could see winds reaching around a gale force 8, maybe even a severe gale force 9, with the worst of that expected to be overnight. But let's just take a little look now at the path of Storm Benjamin. So this was earlier today. It was out in the Atlantic, and you can see these lines here. They're called isobars, representing the winds. They're actually fairly spaced out, and it was quite a calm day today. But notice what happens. So we fast forward to now, the lines start to squeeze together. There's the wet weather that we had, and as we approach the early hours of this morning, so between midnight and around 3 a.m, that's when those isobars really pack together and where we could see those gusts of around 65 miles an hour. So we head into tomorrow's Storm Benjamin, starting to head away, so still fairly windy, but the wind's more like a strong force 6 to force 7, maybe gale force 8, not quite as bad as overnight.
And once Benjamin pushes off, what next?
Well, it's going to be fairly windy, but not quite as bad. So we've got winds of around a strong force 6 on Friday, then a fresh force 5 over the weekend. So yes, fairly blustery, but those worst impacts are likely to be overnight. And the good news is most of us will be sleeping then. But let's get all the details now. Here's the forecast. Well, some pictures sent in from earlier today, really the calm before the storm, because the wet weather has now arrived and the windy weather is on its way as Storm Benjamin approaches. Jersey Met has issued a red weather warning for across the islands. We could see winds reaching a gale force 8 to potentially even a severe gale force 9 with gusts of 60 to 65 miles an hour. The peak of those winds expected between midnight and the early hours of this morning. Still staying windy though into tomorrow, and we have got some heavy rain with us. There may be a brief lull later tonight before those blustery showers return. It's all to do with this low pressure system, Storm Benjamin. There's the rain it's bringing, and behind it the showers later on that we will see as those isobars squeeze together, bringing those blustery conditions with gusts of 60 to 65 miles an hour. For now, the winds around a force 6 to force 7. There may be a brief lull in the rain, but those showers coming in as the strong winds pick up. That's when we could see that gale force 8 to severe gale force 9 between midnight and 3 a.m, the peak of those winds. As we head into tomorrow, we've still got this blustery flow of showers. The winds are more northwesterly direction tomorrow and still strong around a force 6 to force 7, possibly touching on gale force 8 at times, but not quite as severe as we are expecting overnight. And it's going to feel cool in that wind with highs of 14 to 15 degrees Celsius. So really overnight and into tomorrow is when we have got that red weather warning in place for the strongest of winds. The wind's still fairly breezy as we head through Friday and into next week, but not quite as strong, and a picture of sunshine and showers.